Hi everyone again. My name is Miko, and then I come back tonight. I think more prepared with my handout handy. So I'm just gonna follow Belinda's step to just read it through. Becomes kind of nervous. Okay. I figured that my mind jumping around like oftenly as I talk. So if anything like last night happens again, it would turn out exactly the way that it happened last night. So much I want to talk, but end up like sharing most of them irrelevant to the point. So I'm going to stick to answer questions, all the questions like firstly why I came. Firstly because my sister Treaty. Not long ago when I was all focused listening to Pastor John MacArthur, I noticed that Treaty is all for Pastor Vincent. Like she would sit in front, literally in front of TV, and then every day at certain time listen to Pastor Vincent's message through YouTube, and then also like holding this like a very tiny notebook, and then taking notes like all of us here. So I thought it's really cute, but yet I can see the very serious face on her. So I was thinking that this retreat would be a huge blessing for her, but it turned out that God had different time scheduled for her. She is not here tonight, and because of the retreat, I know that she now is experiencing a spiritual warfare in her life. I was really upset yesterday afternoon when I first found out, but I know that we are going to pray it through, because if there is no hardship, there will be no confirmation over and over again. Our faith won't be genuine. Like I still Pastor Vincent's teaching yesterday morning. Secondly, I myself would like to ask Pastor Vincent in person some question that I have been struggled lately in our own Bible study group. We start sharing Gospel of Matthew a while ago. There's only five of us take turns, one chapter a week. Like I mentioned earlier, that I love Pastor John's message so much to the point I find it caused problem in our group. I can recall that the last time I talked to Anne, Sister Anne, right there somewhere probably. And then I quote myself in English. Like I would talk to her and like this, like something like, if you don't think the sequence of Jesus Christ's resurrection is important, then what do you think? What do you think it is important in the Bible? Like also like harsh way, like Bible is not what we think we get based on our own experience, but what God has been and always been revealed to us. We should take Bible really seriously, like very harsh. Like I don't know if you can imagine the tension, but between us. But then right there, that moment is kind of intense. So, but I really thank to the Lord. I have these loving brothers and sisters around me, because normally what we do, we normally text each other and pray through the fight we had the night before, mostly because I started it. One of my struggle is that is doctrine important. So because it occurs to me that people think that believing in God is so important, but the Bible is not as important. And then Pastor Vincent actually had given me the answer from yesterday's message. And coincidentally, the other struggle I had is regarding the book of Revelation. It was in your message this morning. So I still have some question regarding it, but I will save it later because I think now is the perfect time to make the transition from question 1 to question 2. That is what I have learned from this retreat. I mentioned last night that Pastor Vincent's message is clear and rich. Clear because like this, it's very straightforward, point 1, 2, 3, sub-point. So richness is that so much I learned from, if take an example is like yesterday, you taught like that we should question our feeling because it can be very deceiving since we're born with sinful nature. And then Paul taught Timothy that taught Timothy to see the trial I suffer for the truth, yet to deliverance I receive through the truth. And then I totally agree with Pastor Vincent. This is to show the true faith. We need both of it because it cannot be only deliverance or it cannot be only hardship if our faith is true. And also, I'm just quoting Pastor Vincent's, God's punishment is not only God's punish is not only punishment, but also to shape us to be wiser in His kingdom. Actually, when I think it over, I see it all doctrinal. They connect one and another, make perfectly sense to me. And then I think, and it also from God because God never contradicts Himself. And to me, the deeper richness that I get from those messages is how to equip with all the doctrine truths in my life. To illustrate this, I would like to share one of my own story. Happened 2 weeks ago on my birthday day. I had a fight with my little brother over a really tiny stuff issues, and then I got mad, and then he got hurt, and he hurt back, and then also I got sad. So the drama ending with I actually packed and then left for a couple of days. I left my house for a couple of days. I was really upset. The excuse. So all those doctrinal that I share in my group, in my Bible study group, didn't help me out. I think not because they are not useful, but it is because I refuse to listen and follow. Just like the message taught, it is supposed to be equip myself with the good work, but rather than that, I choose to fall for my own feeling, to love myself, which, like Pastor said, that it actually equal to not loving God. And then the problem begins when we are not loving God. To conclude, I realize now both of them are important, like doctrine and the confirmation, which is the willingness of following Christ and die to myself. I think they should also, like my left and right hand or leg, helping each other, and then there need to be a good balance in between. So I prepared this actually this afternoon, and then in the very last couple minutes of this sermon that coincidentally Pastor Vincent also said it. So yeah, it helped me a lot for that. And then the third one is the next. I can't see my own writing. Okay, next will be my question to Pastor Vincent, actually, about Revelation. It also struggle a lot. Like, if you ever listen to Pastor John MacArthur, he is also, he is also a very faithful, truthful Bible teacher, knowledgeable but humble. But the way he interprets Bible is pure literally. Like the number 2 witness, 1,000 years, one third will happen exactly like it described in the Bible. And then I actually listen a lot of him about the end time. So it makes sense to me. But like this morning, when Pastor Vincent take it spiritually, it also start to making sense to me because it didn't sound anything like a mystery. So I'm confused. Like, it happened to my study group also. Like, I fight against this. My question is, what is my attitude should be? Like, I catch Pastor Vincent's word this morning, and I paraphrase, like, you said that person are convicted in different way, but we should not lose the foundation. I think that might be the answer, but I still need more instructions on that. That's my question. And then finally, my prayer topic is the last point of this morning's passage. I put on the full armor, the whole truth, and then put off myself. Just like the example that Pastor Vincent uses, that don't try to dissolve sugar on top of oil, like it won't work. And then also my special prayer for my for my sister is, who really love God so much and then consistently seeking for the truth. I pray that one day my sister and me and all of us here would come to our Lord with the truth and with our clear conscience. And then we all can, like Paul saying, I have fought the good fight. 我该打的仗打了 bilingual. Yeah.
For Miko, I just try to answer your question. Okay, is doctrine important? Now the Bible says clearly, right? Watch your doctrine carefully. Miko. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, you got me right. Okay. The Bible says, now Paul told Timothy, watch your doctrine carefully. Now, why is doctrine important? Because it forms the basis of your understanding of God. You cannot worship a God you don't know, or when you don't know Him correctly. So you know Him right, then you can experience Him right. So that's the part on doctrine only. But doctrine is not going to help you advance your spirituality if you don't use your doctrine, apply your doctrine, or confirm your doctrine. You get what I mean? And that's the problem with us, or even with some of the Reformed churches. There's so much on doctrine, and then after that, there's so little of the Spirit. That's why I said this morning or yesterday, sometimes we know too much, and we understand too little. Now, it's not a problem. Doctrine is not a problem. But when men treat doctrine like God, everything is there, doctrine and all is there, but not praying through it, experiencing God through it, walking with Him, conversing with Him through it, something is wrong. So knowledge tells you about God, but knowledge is not equal to God. God is a personality. So if He's a person, I am a personality, you got to talk to me, converse with me. Now that's the whole idea about knowing God rightly through doctrine. The end product is you got to talk to Him, walk with Him. Simple, okay? I hope I've answered you. Now, And the next thing is, you spoke about the Revelation, John MacArthur. Yeah, John MacArthur is a dispensationalist. Okay, I love his message. Very robust teaching. But dispensationalist, can mean many things. But in short, I would say they tend to take things in the Bible written there literally. It's nothing wrong. Okay, nothing wrong. For me, I agree. We should take the Bible literally most of the time, but not all the time, especially with Revelation message is concerned. That's why I have the perspective that when I read Revelation, many of the things there talking about spiritual dimension things, so we have to spiritualize in a certain way, and that is a reason why eschatology is not legitimized yet. Everyone can have their own explanation about Revelation. It could be right and wrong. So for me, I love John MacArthur teachings. Except up for the part, especially on the Revelation. If we're talking about that, yeah, it's a pre-millennialism. Some of us post, or some of us anti-millennialism. All the stuff. But wherever it is, okay, we know something is not changed. First, the Lord is going to come again. Anyone is against that? And He's going to come again. So the only difference is when is He coming and how is He coming. And the next thing, if you know the Lord is coming, the Revelation message should help you to be watchful and know how to pray. All right, that's the bottom line. So that's why I've covered the fifth and the sixth trumpet. It's meant to do that. It's meant to help you be watchful. It doesn't matter if you give different meaning to it. The principle is more or less the same. The Antichrist is coming for the church. Okay, the church is going to be assimilated into the world. Okay, that's the main idea. Okay, but how you read it, you dissect, define it, or whatever. Okay, everyone has the right to do so if you're not too extreme. Okay, so you find the right touch, in the message, the right doctrine for yourself. Now, of course, all other doctrines about the Trinity God, the sin of man, everything there, it's right there already. Okay, these are things you should get the doctrine right. Okay, but as eschatology wise, as I say, no one can claim full rights to that. All right. Okay, so go on learning. And remember the part when I say about knowing God, okay? You know Him so as to talk to Him. Remember, God is a personality, okay? It's a personality.